New legislation is being considered in Congress as we speak tonight. There will be a nationwide effort to create a lost and found force. To discuss this, we are joined by Madam Lalonde, a debt web specialist with international experience. Bonsoir and welcome, Madam Lalonde.
Bonsoir. Thank you for having me. Alors.
Madam Lalonde, before we hear your thoughts on the upcoming legislation that will impact lenders and borrowers in the residential and commercial mortgage sector, I'd like to ask for your opinion on mortgages, which have become so toxic.
The term mortgage is common, but its origin is the key to understanding its nature. Naturally, it is of French origin. I'll explain it backwards. The gage is the pledge in Old French. The agreement between borrower and lender dies, ceases to exist, is mort, which is the French word for dead. Alors.
Despite my poor French, it means that if you make all your payments, the agreement dies because the lender has no pledge anymore. Mort, burial of the agreement. And if you don't make your payments, the pledge goes to lender and the original agreement will be cancelled. Now back to our discussion about the pending legislation, which is drafted as we speak to address the problem of the whereabouts of the notes. I know you have been instrumental in this initiative. Tell us more about it.
Every financing of property is linked to two documents. The mortgage is not one document, it is two. One is the note, which is like any debt agreement, with numbers and dates and calculations. The second document is the mortgage, which has more verbal conditions around the pledge and the rights and obligations of the parties involved under all possible circumstances. Alors.
But few people were aware of this before lawyers got busy helping homeowners avoid foreclosure proceedings based on insufficient documentation from the part of the lenders. What happened to the lost notes, which turned out to be a blessing for some homeowners?
Two things happened. Either mortgage brokers neglected the paperwork for the sake of getting more done, or in other cases, the mortgages were pooled into CMOS, and the special purpose vehicle who was the issuer of the CMOS also neglected having in possession the necessary legal documents. Alors.
Now it's getting heavy and sad for me. Tell me the rosy part of it all. Here we are 2 years later, with lost and found legislation heading towards Congress for approval.
I am really moved to have been part of this cross-state effort to find these notes. We understand that many homeowners might get upset. We understand that many lenders and issuers of mortgage-backed securities may also get upset. Alors.
So, who will benefit from this effort?
A few lenders that at last can proceed with foreclosures. Alors.
But why help these lenders that messed up?
The legislation will also help potential buyers of properties that cannot be sold because their titles are not clear. Alors.
Who else?
The court system will benefit. Right now it is clogged with foreclosures that are facially defective because they have attached copies and not the originals of the notes. Alors.
Madam Lalonde, is the legislation counting on volunteers?
Absolutely, this is a good cause. Volunteers are essential. Document waste will also be reduced and the financial system will get a lesson on doing business in a better way in the future. Alors.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to hear from you on this topic on our blog tonight. Lost notes, pending legislation, and how you feel about mortgages, yet another French term that has been misused by the Americans. Don't forget, French fries with ketchup.